uniform, boots, anything that has to do with fighting. The military. Before you get any of that stuff, gun, boots, uniform, hat, helmet, any of that. Matter of fact, you don't get anything that has anything to do with fighting.
Say so, Pastor.
Before you even leave town on a bus, plane, train, automobile, carrier pigeon, stork, however they sit there, before you leave town, going in the service, listen to this. The first thing they do after you sign on the dotted line. See, listen to this. Some of y'all with God, y'all say, I'm going to serve God, I'm going to serve. You sign on the dotted line. When you gave your life to God, when you said, Lord, I believe you, I trust you, I believe what Romans said, that you died and was raised on. I believe all that. You signed on the dotted line.
Yes.
Listen, even in the military service, before they send you anywhere, Fort Polk, Fort Jackson, Lackland Air Force Base, wherever you go for basic training, the first thing they do after you sign on the dotted line is they swear you in. I got a place I'm trying to go. We're going home. They swear you in.
Ooh, God.
They do that before you leave town. They do that at MEPS, which is Military Entrance Processing Center. When you go into the recruiter's office, they got a room in there. But when you say, I want to go in, I accept the terms, and I accept, okay, sign your dotted line, name, date, they take you in a room. And they swear you in. Listen to this. They take you to a room, usually with some other folk from other branches. All of y'all going in different branches, but you're all going into the service. Listen to this. We going home. You stand in front of a picture of the President of the United States, and you say the following words. Each person being enlisted into the service stand in front of a picture. When I went in, I stood in front of a picture of Ronald Reagan. And I said, I, Terry Dunnings, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to catch this. Against all enemies.
Good God. Preach.
Foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. And that I will obey the orders. I will obey the orders. I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me according to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. You ain't left town. You still got your jeans on, still got your hat turned backwards. You don't look like nobody's military. You ain't got your hair cut. You ain't shaved. You looking crazy as you was when you walked in. Come on, I want to go in the service. They say, okay. They give you some tests to make sure that your elevator goes all the way to the top, to make sure that you ain't going in there to try to be a terrorist and all this other kind of stuff. Then they take you in this room. And there ain't nobody in there but you, other folk, just like you, going in the different branches, a flag and a picture of the president. So the first thing they make you do before you get anything that resembles something to fight with is they make you understand who it is you're fighting for.
Say so, Pastor.
Hearing me. They do this so you understand who it is I'm fighting for. Because listen, it says you will obey the orders of the President of the United States. And then it ends with, so help me God. See, you can't fight for a God that you don't know. God knows heaven and earth. You don't know God. You can't fight for a commander-in-chief that you don't know.
That's good.
You can't, look, when you give your life to God, listen to this. When I went into service, I never anticipated that part of the deal. All I knew was the guys I knew that were coming back with nice cars and clothes and money. And because we weren't at war with nobody. Listen to this. When I went in 1986, we weren't fighting nobody. You could go right in on bases, all bases, Fort Bragg, Polk, all these bases were open posts. All you had to do was drive on. See, this is before all this other kind of stuff, 9/11 and all this drive on base. You and your girlfriends want to go to the club on Saturday night on post where they got all the women get in free. You just drive in. It's just like going to the movie. Just drive in. Show your little driver's license at the paper and the gate sergeant just wave you on through. Try to go there now and drive through and see what happens. You're going to be laid out on the sidewalk, court-martialed and kicked and put in jail. So times have changed. But listen, listen. We can't go home. As crazy as it sounds, and I know it sounds crazy, but when I went in the military at 23, I never anticipated the fighting part. Come on, y'all. I thought you just walked in, got a uniform, start buying nice clothes, cars, houses, hooked up with all the women, and you called yourself, I'm in the army now. I thought it was like Gomer Pyle. See, Gomer Pyle, you never saw Gomer Pyle fight nobody. All you saw was him and Sergeant, what's his name, going back and forth. All they had was fun. See what I'm saying? I'm thinking the military, you got to fight in the military? Or how dare them we got to fight somebody? Don't they got bombs and planes and bullets? Don't other folk got to fight? So listen to this. I never thought about the possibility of actually having to fight anymore. See, that's what happened with church folk. They give their life to God, but they never think about the fact that now you're in a fight.
Say so, Pastor.
See, you think it was just an emotional experience. You never anticipated the enemy showing up.
Yes, preach, Pastor.
Now you're in a fight, but you're unprepared because you ain't had no training. Come on, y'all.
That's good.
So what we have to understand, first of all, saints, is that we're in a fight. We're in a war. And even though the war is already decided, we still have to stand. It's a fixed fight. In other words, the decision has already been made by heaven, but we still have to fight. I told you, we talked about it this morning. To stand as a minister of the gospel, you have to have a word that's endorsed by heaven and recognized by hell. You see what I'm saying? So you got to have your sword sharpened at all times. Listen to this. Because even though the enemy is defeated, and we say this all the time religiously, the devil is defeated. The devil is defeated. The devil is defeated. The devil is defeated, and he is defeated. But he's not destroyed yet. That's why even though he's defeated, he still keeps trying to intervene and jack your life up.
Say so.
If he was destroyed, he couldn't do that.
Yes.
And you know, just like in wrestling, the enemy always fights hardest just before the pin. I used to watch wrestling. You know how it is, you get them jokers down and they start 1, 2, and he throw his leg over the rope. And then they got to start the count all over again. You get him in a chokehold, all of a sudden the referee is raising up the arm. They got him in a sleeper hold. Arm is flimsy. All of a sudden the arm stays up there. Now they got to stop the count. You know how it is. Ephesians said we wrestle not against flesh and blood. In other words, we're not wrestling against each other. I'm not pointing my gun at you. I'm not sharpening my sword so I can kill you. We come in here to sharpen each other's sword so that we can fight the enemy.
That's good, Pastor.
Are y'all hearing what I'm saying?
Yes, Pastor.
2 Timothy chapter 2, starting at verse 2, says, Therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Jesus Christ, and the things that thou hast heard from me among many witnesses. This is in 2 Timothy chapter 2, verses 2 through 4. Now therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Jesus Christ, and the things that thou hast heard from me among many witnesses. Commit thou the same to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also. Endure thou therefore hardship, or your Bible may say hardness, as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. No man who warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who had chosen him to be a soldier. And I told you a minute ago, one thing you and I have to know about this life is if you're going to be a winner in this fight, if you're going to be a winner, or if you're going to be victorious in this fight, You and I have to know who your commander-in-chief is.
Say so, Pastor.
This is basic training. This is what we're getting now. We're getting basic training so you can fight. We can go home. Stand in your feet. Basic training is what we're getting. We're all in basic training. Because before you can get a gun,